Hi everyone, this is Kushal Shishmali and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I just want to talk about a small feature that I've been working on unofficially for Wezterm. It's not official anyways. It's not that it's already out or it's something very concrete, but still I wanted to talk about the journey of it so far. I've talked more about it on Twitter, so please feel free to look at the description and check out for some relevant threads. But for context, Wezterm is the terminal that I use. Terminal emulator is the right word to use, right? So there are many terminals. For example, item 2 is an example, Alacrity, Kitty, Terminator. There are so many, right? Default GNOME terminal and all, KDE terminal is there. So many things, right? Now, there's a feature I wanted to have for so long, and I'm going to talk about it. Maybe there are people listening to it and they'll also be interested in implementing it. So I'm still going to talk about it. Okay, so bear with me. What's the problem we are trying to solve? Okay, as always, we'll start talking about the problem statement here. Okay, and then we'll move forward to the solution and how we have done it. Okay, so the problem that we're trying to solve is very simple. Whenever you run a command, let's say I'm running Python main.py. Okay, sorry for the spelling mistake there. This is n. Cool. Whenever you run Python main.py, right, and if something fails, okay, it comes with an error, right? Every language or every compiler, to be specific, has their own way of displaying error messages. Okay, so this will come that okay, error is there, maybe syntax error is there, for example, right, and so on. It will give you the file main.py, and maybe it will show you as the line number 3. Right, so it's possible that it's actually showing you the line number. It might also show you the character, like the column number. So generally, in each whenever you open a code editor, right, these are rows. Okay, you can be lenient and call them line numbers, and these are columns. Okay, these are columns. Okay, and this each character is like column. So it's like KUSH and then Ravi Kush, for example, in this space, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are like column numbers, okay? So these will show you. So for example, this is a 3 line number, it could be 10 as a column number as well, okay? And this is row, for now I'll call it row, okay? But it's also, we can defer it to line number as well, okay? Now, what I wanted to do, whenever I click on this, or whenever I hover on this, or whenever I select it, I want to be able to open main.py file in my default editor, because right now it's main.py. In the future, it could be src slash file slash f slash x slash y slash z slash main.py. And this happens when you're working with a huge monorepo or a huge project as well. It could be failing in a particular file. Whenever you're running tests, for example, right, there's this file path you have to copy and then paste it, right? And they have to copy and go to VS Code and then try to open this file. You're trying to search for this file. It doesn't make sense. Why can't I just shift plus click on it, for example, right? Just like URLs. So when you, for example, whenever you do this krshtimali.github.io, by the way, that's my blog link. So if I ever open this krshtimali.github.io, I can shift plus click on it and it will open it for me on the browser. That's what I wanted with the file paths. It's as simple as that. But what I also wanted was having to being able to also open that file for the given line number and column number, so that I don't have to give this explicit command that okay, now take me to the third line number, right? It's comparatively easy to get to main.py because that's the file path, but it's not that so easy to get to line number and column number, okay? Because then you also have to like fetch where they are, and as I said, depending on the compiler, it could change. For Python, it's possible, we'll talk about it now, it's possible that they are showing in the same line number. For C++, this could be different, right? They could be sharing the line numbers separately or in some other format. For example, Rust, when you use cargo, and I should actually start naming the compilers here instead of just naming languages, right? And for Rust, for example, cargo. Now this could show the error message differently. It's not obvious for this line number and uh, column number and the file path to be in the same line, okay? So you might have to do more than this, okay? So this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted in very short words, to be able to click on files that that appear on terminal, plus open them in the code editor of your choice. Okay, of your choice, directly from the terminal. Directly from the terminal. Okay, and the USP here is with no extra efforts. Okay, basically in simpler words, I want the file path to behave as a hyperlink. Okay, and this is the whole task for us to solve. Okay, I know the languages, the handwriting is very difficult to understand, but I'm pretty sure you guys get the point. Okay, so how do you do that? The very first way for me to start with this was try to understand how Wezterm handles hyperlink. Okay, and by the way, this is very terminal specific. It's not like it's based on the shell. It depends on this and that. No, it does not depend on shell. Whatever you're using, Z shell, fish, bash. At first, I also thought it could be related to shell. Is it? But of course not. It's totally related to terminal. Okay. Cool. Now let's start. Let's get rid of this. Sorry. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Okay. Let me do FCB and let me open file checker. Let me do git log p and let me make sure that I'm on the right branch. Perfect. So I'm on the right branch, by the way. Okay, and let's just quickly open cargo build. So I'm just gonna build Wezterm from source on my local system. I just shifted to Linux, so it's gonna take some time, but it panicked for some reason. Wayland client. Uh, okay. Uh, I'll have to install VLAN. Okay, that's something that we can look for in the next part of the video. We'll do it today anyways because it's important. But let's actually probably open the file that I'm looking for. Let's see what file am I looking for. I'm looking for line.rs. Okay, and let me show you the feature that I'm talking about first before going through this. Okay, so I'm gonna write a URL here. Okay, let's skip google.com. Let's go with my own blog. Okay, now you see when I do shift plus click on it, when I hover on this, okay, you guys see that I can click on it. The cursor is changed. Okay, so when I click on this, it should ideally open for me, but it doesn't for some reason. Is it because of has it opened? I don't know what's wrong. I think I'll have to enable something in the okay. Perfect. It's okay. Yeah, it's opening. I don't know what was wrong. It took a lot of efforts for this to open up. But anyways, this was opening okay. Maybe the shortcut is wrong. Shift plus click is not what I'm looking for. Maybe it's shift plus right click, shift plus click. I have no idea what's... Okay, perfect. Doesn't matter. Alright, so this is what I wanted. And let's try to create a sample file. Right, and let's do print hello world. Ignore the spelling mistake as I said. And I made a syntax error there. You can see. So over this is the file path I want to copy. I want to be able to open it. And this is line 1. You guys see how it's working? So they have this format of sharing the file path and the line number. Right? Now, how do you be able to, like, how can you parse it further to be able to say, okay, I want to open this file, right? So that's what you're gonna learn, and let me know which open do we have it. Yes. So they use this thing, right? Wait, help open. Sorry, man open. So they have this thing called XCG open, opens a file or URL in the user's preferred application. So I'll tell you how they do it in Wezterm, how they handle the hyperlinks. But by default, they're using some applications like XTG open and all, right? So let me do XTG open and I can pass the file path and this is how it opens. So default editor is Gerrit for now. So that's why how they open the file, right? What our target is to be able to say that, okay, can you open in this in neovim and all. So this is next step forward. It should be very easy to do. Okay, but let me show you the code now. Okay, so I'm probably looking for candidate. There's a line for candidate and candidates. Yeah, there you go. So they have these utilities called openURL. They have this whole module. Okay, what they do over there is basically have this as a default target OS is macOS. If the target is macOS, they use open, USR bin open. If it is not macOS, I think by default there are only some number of target OSs you can target, right? XTG OpenSA, GIO is there, no OpenSA, KD OpenSA, and WSLVO is there. Okay. So based on the operating system you're using or based on the target OS, they will go for different candidates. You can see right now this is shaded out because it understands that target OS is not Mac OS right now because I'm using Linux, right? Let me go to full screen, right? So over here, candidates are XTG open is what is going to be valid, and the way it works is they go through all the candidates and they process the command. They create the command, they call it with all the arguments, and the argument over here is URL only. And if they check if the command status is okay, that means status is succeeded, and you stop there. You don't need to check for the candidates. So it's possible that XTG open is not installed in a system, KDE open is instead installed. So they will go with that. They'll go through each one of them and they'll say whenever you see the status is success, you return. It's like early return, okay? So that's what they're doing, okay? What I did was I created this thing called open default text editor where I knew that, okay, this time I'm not going to pass the URL, I'm going to pass a path, right? I converted this into path string, nothing fancy again. By if I pass -e, what -e does really is actually it opens the file in the default editor that you have, right? So -e means that in so Mac OS has this different command open, okay, by the way. And since I was testing this on Mac before, I haven't really tested this on Linux. So all you have to do is, as I said, if you have to do this target OS is equal to Mac OS. Let's get this right, okay, and you can do like it's equal to. I need to set up Copilot, I haven't really, so I'll have to do some manual work. And this is basically slices of strings that I'm using. Nothing too fancy, I think I can just copy this. I don't need to type this, right? And I can go down, and I can use them. Perfect, this is done, right? The only thing that is very tricky over here is, by the way, I can just replace URL with path here. Okay. Apple paths very one. I don't know what's the ampersand star. Let it be. It's okay, we'll take a look at this later on, but you guys get it what I'm trying to do here, right? So we will have these candidates, okay, and we'll just use them further. That's it, right? And basically this will work, but the point is, where is it used, right? So the idea was just to try and understand how does the flow work when you highlight a text when you end up clicking in it, okay? So the way I started was I started looking at the commands.rs file where they have registered all the commands, okay, because I wanted to see, okay, how they have registered the command to be able to click on something, right? So I can show you, maybe click, okay, copy, there's a selection, yeah, this thing, right? So wait a minute, let me open this for you guys. Extend complete selection, yeah, there you go. So there was this thing called complete selection or open link at mouse cursor. What this does, open a URL or complete the selection. So if you are trying to copy something, right, so they will either complete the selection by copying it to destination if they're passing a destination. I don't know what this means particularly, but I know that this also opens a URL. So if the mouse is over a link, open it, otherwise completes text collection using the mouse and copies to destination, okay? So as you can see, if the text that you're trying to copy, if your text on, like over which you're hovering right now, if it's a link, you can open it directly. Otherwise, you can get completes a text collection using the mouse. Okay, that's okay, right? So I thought, okay, there's this thing called open link. I'll register a command for open file. Okay, and that's what I did here. Complete selection or open file with mouse cursor. Simple thing, complete, open a file or do whatever, right? Now the point was, how do you start implementing this feature, right? So as I said, generally the best way to go through it is try to understand where is it implemented. So I can go with the implementation of this. I'm not going how to register these functions. I think that's not the idea of this video. We can do it later, or you guys can look at my PR as well later on if it's there. But yeah, if you see, we're just selecting a text, self.selection test pane, right? The current pane that you have opened, active pane, for example, right? You take the text out of it, you check if it's empty. If it's not empty, you copy to clipboard, you get the window.invalidate, I don't know what it does. it's not relevant right now. But if the text is empty, do open link at mouse cursor and then you pass the ping. So this is what it does. So they clicked on a link, so let's open it. We need to ensure that we spawn the open call outside the context of a window loop. On Windows, it can cause spinning due to triggering our okay, whatever. Okay, alright, so this is what it means. When you try to click on the link, let's open this for them. And what they're doing is let some link current highlight as ref cloned. Now, this was the most tricky point for me to understand. How is this current highlight coming from? Like, where is it coming from? Where is it initialized? Where is this object even, like, how is this object even there in the current scope, right? But we'll come to that later on. What they do is they created a window, they created a pane, like they got the pane, and all over here they are doing is just like launching a thread for opening the URI. And over here you see they have the async function, which all it does, again the same thing, Wezterm open URL thing. That's what we saw. So I'm like, okay, I knew that the problem is half solved once you know what is the file path. Okay, after that I know how to do this because I have implemented this already. You guys can see this. I've implemented the same function, do open file at mouse cursor, and all it does, instead of calling the open URI thing, I'm calling the open default text editor. And if you guys remember, let me show you. If you guys remember, this is the function I was talking about. This is the function I created just now in front of you. I mean, I showed in front of you, right? So this is all we can use and it should work. Okay. All right, so that's the whole point of doing it, okay, and we should be able to emit event, and that's it. Now, I was very confused where this current highlight come from, right? How's it working? So I looked at current highlight. It was arc hyperlink. It's like, okay, arc is I understand. Okay, you want a smart pointer kind of a thing. That's okay. So I'm like, okay, current file highlight can be another class. I started overthinking, which is not what I would have done. I should have done. Hyperlink existed. If you just look at hyperlink, it's a very sweet class. Okay, there's a thing called hyperlink.rs. Okay, it takes params. Params is like, for example, google.com slash a equal to b. It could be params, I guess. And URI is what you have, right? Implicit. If the link was produced by an implicit or matching rule, this field will be set to true. This is important because now if you go down, they have this rule class, okay, which basically so they have this rule struct. I know there are no classes in Rust. So basically they give you some options to have regex, which they will use to match highlights and to match links as well, okay. So I'm like, okay, amazing. So I can just register my own regex and that will work. Okay, so over here you see that I'm doing like I think this is their thing, scan and create hyperlinks. So this is where they do it, scan and create hyperlinks, and they scan through the text and they try to create hyperlinks from it. And I've set it my own logs. By the way, these are totally my logs, right? And you see that they're doing cell.create hyperlinks, line and matches. They're passing the current line and they're passing whatever matches you have found, okay, with match hyperlinks. So you pass the rule. I'm like, okay, what are the rules? But for now, what I went ahead and did was I created a similar function, this time for file paths. And over here, I've initialized my own rule. And this is not me writing the rule, by the way. This was typically just going on Google and trying to understand what could be the regex for the path I'm looking for. And this was fine. This was working for me, and I'll show it hopefully if I'm able to solve the VLAN problem. But that's what I was doing. I'm like, okay, I'll pass my own rule. I'll not pass their rules, and I'll just do match file path, which is another function I've implemented, and that's it. And once this is done, I'll just say match found, and that's it. Ta-da! Okay. How is this linked with Wezterm is what I want to talk about in the next video. Right now, I want to show you the demo. So maybe for those people on YouTube, I'm gonna debug now. If this is something that doesn't interest you, you can stop watching now, and thank you for watching since now. But for those people who are really interested in getting this set up, now is a good time to get started, okay? By the way, I'm streaming on Twitch as well right now, that's why I'm referring to YouTube and Twitch like this, okay? So let's look at the error they want me to set up VLAN. Oh, there's an error, okay. Let me quickly fix that. Where's line.rs? It was in line.rs. Candidate. Okay, for candidate in candidates. Where is it? 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 Is it? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, there you go, right? Yeah, there you go. Okay. If this is what you guys wanted, what's the problem? found stuff. Oh, they expected something else. Oh, is it? How are they registering then? Oh, sorry, my bad. I think yeah, the type is wrong. Okay, sorry. Cool, this is done. Now, okay, and over here, okay, sorry, this is no, I don't need this. This is fine. Okay, why is it not? Okay, can I convert path to path? Path here. Okay, now what's the error? Borrow data. Okay, escapes. Oh, path stub. Oh, they're okay. They're okay. They're taking the ownership here on other than path here. Cool, cool. This is done, and I think I can do this. Perfect. Okay, so this is fine. The error is gone at least, so I can focus on getting the Wayland problem solved. Right. So are they expecting me to look at Wayland fail to run failances? Right. I don't know. Let's look at contribution.md. Build docs is not operating system. Okay. Get deps. Okay. This is where I think this is where neovim works fine, but the URL is get deps. It's like get dependencies, by the way. And I want to see do they have any dependency for Ubuntu? Ubuntu deps. Yeah, they also have Debian deps, right? Debian deps. Oh, they have this. So are they doing Wayland dev here? Yeah, they are doing lib Wayland dev. Okay, so let's just probably call get deps and let's see if it solves the problem for us. Alright, it's going to install a lot of things. Okay, let's just wait. And until then, if there's anyone who has to talk about something in Twitch chat, please go ahead. I'm here. I'm all yours for a few more minutes before I go away. I'm following you. Thank you so much, Mustaq, for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you're like enjoying it so far. I'm sorry if it's disappointing. I have been trying to learn all these things as well. But the whole point is to. There's one thing I've understood, like doing it properly and trying to understand how it works compared to just getting it done. Because as I said, it's a typical regex thing. You can make it work by just looking at hyperlink.rs, trying to change something. Even in the configs, you can have your own regex, I believe. But going inside the code base and trying to understand, oh, they are doing this for macOS, they are doing this for Windows, how are they getting it there, and all of these things. And they have pretty much fun. And I was talking to a person today, and he said right now it might not be useful for the market, but after 20 years, people are going to appreciate that you know how it works. Because if you see right now, not a lot of people know about browsers, not a lot of people know about this systems programming as well. At some other time, they might be like, oh yeah, this guy only knows about it, let's just ask him. So I feel like these are good things to learn, not just for passion, but also for the market, because you have to stay useful. And there you go. What are you talking about? Okay, looks like this is not useful. I should not forget this. What is the problem? Undefined reference, right? And generally these are like library problems, as I know. Use the -l to specify native libraries to link. Let's see, use the okay. Western GUI. I remember there was an error they showed. Okay, is there a way to? Can I just scroll one page? Yeah. Okay. I saw an error. Oh, then this was not error. These are remove these parentheses. Okay. And where did this come from? So the build was successful, I believe. Linking with CC failed. LC underscore all. Okay. Wezterm. Undefined reference to FC object. Okay. Are these all FC objects thing? Yeah. Okay. Let's just. I think I'm just missing a library and that's it. No need to panic, guys. It's okay. Hope so. But anyways, as I said, something new to learn. FC pattern destroy cargo clean. Oh, just a just a broken build cache. I don't want to release build it. Cargo build. Sorry. Let's see. Okay. They were also trying to build Wezterm. Cool. I'm glad they asked this question, guys. It's too bright for me. How is the light today? The light is good. Does it give you disco vibes? Let's dance. 1, 2, 3. Tapping with 9 fingers. I've gotten used to it. As I said on my Twitter thread, it's now very difficult to learn to unlearn tapping from 9 fingers and using 10 fingers. Anyways, it's gonna take a few more minutes and then we are done. I think it's gonna compile third-party libraries as well, is it? Generally, these projects also compile the third-party libraries when you're building from source, alright, because you need them to be built, right? So they have these particular versions as well of them. I think PyTorch does it, for example, right? Because third-party libraries can move on with their pace. What you want is really just keeping your library alive and not try to catch up with other third-party libraries now and then. So these are useful things to know. Alright, we are done, hopefully. Yeah, there you go. Clap. Alright. Yes, Wenda, I believe. Yeah. Okay, now is the time to do target debug and Wezterm. This is the local Wezterm you're gonna see, guys. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it already amazing? Right? Now, over here you will see a lot of logs, by the way, and this is from me. Right? And you will see the trying rule. Regex is this. So I've entered these logs for our own understanding. So you can see file path, no matches found. Right now there are no file paths over here. But whenever you try to select something, it will run these things, okay? So it's trying to implicitly get the link itself, right? So for example, if I do, let's create a main file, let's do ls. And you see that setting file path. The reason is this thing is this typical simple plain regex, it's nothing else. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to create a main.py file, right? And I want to exit. Okay, what I will do is I will say cat main.py. Okay, and I'll shift over it, guys. Do you see the change in the cursor? Do you guys see this? Oh, let me zoom in for you. I don't know, but that will not zoom in the cursor. But can you guys see this? You see this, and there you go. It is opened. Is it not amazing? Do you like it? See what happened? Let me close this again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So right now the way it happens, I think I have to click on the right most character, which I have to fix it, by the way. But as you can see, it opens in Git. Ta-da! Ta-da! And you see, I can also show you here, right? These are important logs to look at. So it says line for rule, no matches found right now. But let's look at this again. Yeah, there you go, right? So it says cat main.py match found setting file path file path is main.py, right? And there you go, it opened it. So when you just have finished selecting it, it will open it for you. You guys see? Are you guys liking it? So I'm not even clicking on it, right? That's it. So this is how it's opening it. If I click on anywhere as well right now, it's working. I don't know what was wrong before. I'm loving it. I can do it hundreds of times. But let's see if we can change the default application, right? And if we can set it to, where's the text? They don't have text here in PopOS. Okay. So how are they using it, right? That's what I want to know. So by default, when you do xtg open, main.py, this is how it opens, right? So let's look at xtg open. What I want to do is I want to open the file here in the user's preferred application. If a URL is provided, or URL will be open in the user's preferred browser. By the way, as you can see this thing, it's trying to open all these files, whatever relevant, okay? So let me actually show you, I don't know. But if there was a file path written over here, it will try to open it for you. So you see, it's just searching through all the, because it's at the end, it's all terminal, right? Bro, Mohit Wankhede comes here with a sub for 1 more month. Thank you so much. They subscribed for 9 months. Thank you so much, Mohit, again for your support. Uh, you're the best. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Even if you will not subscribe, you're the most important person to this channel and everything I do. Welcome. I played Counter Strike by the way 2 times today without you. You should have been there. I pinged you, bro. And I killed a lot of people, which doesn't sound right, I know, but I killed in the game, so no issues. Anyways, let me quickly show you. Let's try to figure out if we can pass the application name here. Gym चालू किया. Yes, I went to the gym. 4 p.m. Oh, you can see my body here. See, it's nothing is there. I'm as cute as I can be. Cool. Let me see how I can pass the application. How do I pass the application? Okay, now that's the thing I should actually search on Google maybe. For now, this is where Google has been better, right? Because you say Google, let me Google. It should be let me search. XTG open pass application to open. God level, yes. Okay. How do I do this? If you want to open a file with specific application, use the applications command directly instead of XTG open. I mean, yeah, that is something I know. Oh, they have this query default in the upper setting for my base. Oh yeah, they have this, right? A node directory. Okay, let me see. This is XTG mine, right? The following answer says that gnome uses gpfs open has been declared and the new command GIO open. Okay, let's see. XTG mine default. What is inode? Let's see. Is there a file? XTG mine. Let's see if we can find query file type default. Okay, XTG mine query.rs. I don't know default. You want default. You want the application.desktop default. Yeah, I want to set neovim as the default. For what? What are the other options for XTG mine? I have to search for XTG mine probably. Never open geese for all these things. XTG mine default set for file open. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, text MFE. What is text MFE? Let's just try to get the default text MFE. Okay. Check the okay. Query file type, file name, the response could be okay. Okay, so they are passing mine. Okay, sorry. XTG mine query file name, the file type, the file name.txt. Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah, you want this file, right? I can give you a file config src lib.rs. It's text slash trust. What does it mean? Oh, it means whenever you have this file text slash trust, you open it with that. Okay. So for that I have to create. Okay, let's see. If I do, so next time if I try to open XTG open, config src lib.rs, what's it doing? Lib. Okay, so this will open with git. sorry, get it. So if I change the default browser, xtg mine default text slash, let's say I want to open with nvim, and I do this. So they expect .desktop file for it, okay? That's the minimal requirement for them. So can I create a simple desktop application? So this is something I can create. You can create in user share applications. So they already have for right. Okay, Vim is there. Okay, let's use Vim for now. But actually, you know what? I can copy and create a okay Vim.desktop, and I can create a Vim.desktop. Yeah, and I can create. Oops, I have to use Vim here. Cool. Okay. I have to use Vim to edit this because new Vim is installed. Okay, so everywhere, I think the command over here is what I'm looking for. Icon gvim startup type notify false categories, all this mime type. If you guys see that they have this thing, okay, this is the mime type. Text English, text plain, text X, make file and all, text EA, text O. Can see this? So can okay right now I should have okay I should have done sudo vim and vim.desktop, and I can do over here. I can do exec. So over here, there you see right, try exec. So I can just do in here and here. Okay. Now let's try to do xcg open command again. Okay. Does vim work? Come on. Dot desktop is there. Get it. Dot desktop is there. Yeah. Vim dot desktop is also there, right? And vim dot desktop is also there. Mine install. You have to mention the command too, is it? But then oh right. Oh, thank you so much. This is what you were doing now. Okay, yeah, most thank you, a lifesaver. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here on my streams. This is what happens when you learn with others as well who are far more intelligent than you, and at least more aware of what's happening. Cool. Okay, all right. Now let's start. Let me do target debug Wezterm. Let's close this thing now. Okay, are you ready? Let's go touch main.py. The file is there at least. So let's try to click on. Let's try to add something more there, right? Yo, what's up? It's plus. Okay. Now when I click on shift main.py, okay, this opens through. Get it again. Because this is main.py, I have only changed for main.rs. Okay, and let's just do cargo. Nothing much. Let's try to do this. There you go, right? Now it's better. It says error while getting information for file OS is Wezterm main.rs. So this is somewhere it's going wrong, by the way. And the reason it's going wrong, I'll tell you why. Because it goes in the main folder. It doesn't take the path itself. So what it's trying to do is it will solve when like we start when we use this as a default terminal, but right now print lm hello. Okay, and if I do this right over here, this will work. Let me see. Okay. It doesn't work for main.rs. Oh, I think something is wrong here. I see what's going wrong. Yeah. Okay, there you go. This time it opened using neovim. So you guys can see this is open. Can you guys see? Yeah. But now what I have to do is I have to open this using Wezterm. I saw one problem, by the way. It's a regex problem because it found a path here first, right? So this next time when it sees main.rs, it's not a path. Oh, it's a path. I don't know what was the problem before. Anyways, it's working now. Cool, that is good. This is working. Yay, we're happy. So now next thing is to open this in neovim itself, like in the same folder. And the point is, how can you open in another tab in another split? I think this is very easy. You can use built-in Wezterm functions to open another tab with a given file name and pass the default command. So these things we can explore. But I hope you guys get the idea what we're trying to do here, right? Yeah. Did you enjoy the video so far? Okay, let me stop the YouTube recording. I know it's going to be too much. In the next video, we'll talk about the implementation. I'm going to continue working on this project. And please follow me on Twitch if you guys like the content, if you want to catch me live. And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Spread it with your friends if you want. I'm not a YouTuber in terms of asking for subscribers, but any kind of support and love means a lot to me. And thank you so much. This is Kushash Shishmari. Take care.